Hello, folks. This is Miguel from Embargo Man. All right. Now, when I have heard something about in the YouTube videos about Robby Starbuck exposing, and I will tell you one thing for all you guys out there. This is my concern. I don't. I remember riding the last time I ride like a motorbike or something, it was a scooter, but I have love for one motorcycle company, but it breaks my heart that they want to shift production to Thailand. All right, so what it is with this, uh, I mean temporarily. All right, I heard something about temporarily. They're gonna shift production of Sportsters and Nightsters and whatnot to Thailand. All right, is this to be a temporary layoff? I mean, I just don't believe any corporations now. It's all BS. All right, even the what should call it? Even a company that makes electric shavers. I bought one of them, and then they don't make them in America anymore. They don't make them in the USA, so they shift production to China and Asia after Victor Kayem has passed away, right? So, for a matter of fact, this happens with craftsmen sending their jobs to Taiwan, to China, and closing shop. Craftsman tools, right? What's next? Craftsman tools gonna make some what? Screwdrivers in Thailand or something like that? I mean, this is some kind of ridiculous that foreign companies are taking note on Harley-Davidson and its American customers. All right, so what it is for this thing, all right, the first thing they did is about these tariffs. All right, the thing is they were planning to bring back the the V-Rod. All right, the V-Rod is one of those motorcycles that I would say, the one of those bikes. All right, so that should come out, but I don't know if they want to bring it out. Are they going to manufacture that bike in Thailand? I mean, seeing the made in Thailand label, I mean, that would be so iffy or some kind of out. But let me tell you what, now they're gonna pull out their political agenda to motorcycles. Each company is taking note. Even a company from South Korea, they might just buy a motorcycle brand from Polaris, or Polaris will buy that Korean company or something. And you know what? Please, I mean, Indian are going to make motorcycles in the USA, even if certain models are starting to be manufactured in South Korea. They're gonna just pull it off. I mean, if they went woke to Harley Davidson riders, but Indian on the other hand, it's gonna be pull it off or be woke on pissing off people of Japanese descent or Japanese customers and stuff to do with something. I mean, it all is going to start, but let me tell you with the Harley part. All right, the Harley part, I mean, that you've seen that, because they have a man with a machine gun and all the guns and everything like that, destroying a beautiful bike. The motorcycle is beautiful, and then after that you have the drone system. It says, the YouTube channel is called Columbia, Combat Columbia or something like that, or Columbia War Machine. All right, the guy was named Columbia War Machine. He took some drones. He destroyed beautiful motorcycle, and I was like saying, look, the company, I mean, if you are one of my favorite motorcycle brands or whatever, you destroying yourself. You make some dude by going to your political agenda, and Johann Zeitz is the CEO, right? But your political agenda, I mean, you're pissing off the customers, your core customers, and they're going to buy Indian. Or guess what? I mean, I mean, John Tutel should make another motorcycle brand besides Ocean County Shoppers. I mean, really good. I mean, you're better off buying a shopper brand. Tuto will have his customers in Japan buying his motorcycles. Yes, and this is just going with Indian right there. All right, so what I'm gonna show you this is that, I mean, you have to be, so damn stupid to just have, a guy who was a former CEO of a shoe company do not understand what is it to respect and be neutral, and without all this representation of the DEI and whatever it is, or in other words, a way to go woke, or you're scared, or you're just becoming plain stupid, ignoring the core customers, and a certain group of customers that they buy your motorcycles, right? And Robby Starbuck, I mean, I know you want to do this. I mean, I have seen a lot of videos. If they said about Elon Musk, Elon Musk being the CEO, I think that it would be a good try. I believe Elon Musk is not the right candidate to be the CEO of Harley-Davidson. Well, I got bad news for you. Okay? Most and even Carlos Ghosn in Lebanon seeing this. If Carlos Ghosn in Lebanon were to come to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, become the CEO of Harley Davidson to reshape to be more of a neutral motorcycle company, but just to saying, hey Carlos, if you are in Lebanon, but then you come to the United States, you become the CEO of the. I bet you're gonna put, equip Harley Davidson motorcycles. BF Goodrich became the CEO of the parent company of BF Goodrich, known as Michelin, right? So it's gonna be that. Was the CEO of Renault, the CEO of Nissan, and I could tell to Carlos Ghosn that it is becoming the CEO of an American motorcycle company, not just any American motorcycle company, an icon of Americana. What's going to happen with the customers buying your product if you are if you are going to be the CEO of a motorcycle company, are going to vote for somebody who becomes president, and Carlos gone. You know what happened if those people vote for that person who is going to be president of the United States? That man will send you FBI agents come to your house in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, arrest you, Carlos Ghosn, and they're gonna send your ass on a plane on a trip to Japan to go to jail in Japan. That's what they're going to do. Yes, make America great again. Send Carlos Ghosn to jail in Japan. And that's what you want, folks? I mean, most of the core customers, look, I mean, I'm not saying that I am against a certain candidate for running for presidency. All right? I mean, you know the drill, all right? Elon Musk is not the right person to lead the company. Carlos Ghosn is the right person to lead the company. Why? I mean, I'm gonna talk about in another video because first of all, the guy, he was the CEO of Nissan, the CEO of Renault, the CEO of a new company that they're gonna put tires on Harley-Davidson, the parent company of BF Goodrich, known as Michelin, right? So what's going to happen here, or what's going on here, but some of you folks want to wish that you are going to vote for a person. I mean, Carlos Ghosn is wanted in Japan for financial fraud. I mean, and for some of you who are going to vote for a certain candidate, all right, I prefer somebody who is a criminal in Japan, who is wanted for financial fraud in Japan, to be the CEO of Harley-Davidson, to be replaced Johann Zeitz. Yes, a financial fraud criminal is somebody who is better fit for the CEO of Harley-Davidson. That's true. I mean, I know what you got. Some of you guys are gonna vote for. He was wrongfully accused for financial fraud in Japan. So yeah, bet, bet, better luck next time, man. I mean, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you don't want to be like a person that is neutral, that is always it is. This is going to be in history. I mean, in history, when the day that America will have a woman president, there would be the Lebanese American that saved Harley Davidson from bankruptcy and lead it to the right direction. Yeah. but but you want to just hope ignore, but yeah, you're waiting. I love to hear that. I love to hear for all you folks and stuff. You're gonna switch to Indian. Okay, more power to you. But then Indian will still make their motorcycles in the United States. Carlos Ghosn will get the VR 1000 out in the US market for younger audience. That, I mean, Harley Davidson competes against Bugatti, all right? But then I'm gonna show you if whatever happened with Indian, on the other hand, if you have just have jumped the ship, then what will happen is they're going to have all this related to so many things. They're just gonna pull it off. I'm gonna show you what will happen if Polaris sells Indian to a South Korean company, or that Polaris acquires a South Korean motorcycle company known as Hyosung. I know that I was bashing a motorcycle that is a knockoff of a V-Rod, right? It's called the Aquila, but then it's going to be called the Eagle, all right? But then there's a slogan once they have, and they trying to pull you off with Pearl Harbor. Indian is going to lose Japanese American customers, or Japanese customers, when they go to this route, but I'm going to show you how it's going to start. Well, it is what it is. To say that the Indian brand back in the 1940s and during World War II, they have the 841. That bike, once Polaris acquires a South Korean company being called Hyosung, and then instead of Hyosung is going to be called Polaris Korea, or I mean a Korean division, or if it sells it to Hyosung, well, they're gonna have these Hyosung models rebranded as a Indian. The knockoff that one time I did a video that I was bashing on the knockoff, right? That looked like a Kila, that looked like a V Rod. They're going to be is going to be, instead of going to be called the Hyosung Aquila, is going to be called the Indian Eagle. I mean, the Indian Eagle it will be made in South Korea and only to be sold in South Korea and certain parts of the world, but also it will be even made in the USA. Made in the USA. Can you imagine that? Look, Hyundai and Kia are making cars in America, right? So the same thing was gonna happen. I mean, if Honda would be taking note of making motorcycles open up in Texas, factory in Texas, or reopening Marysville, Ohio, or something like that, or in Alabama, or some other Japanese motorcycle companies will do, a Korean company will get in, rebrand their line. Instead of being called Hyosung, it will be called Indian, made in America, only to be sold in America. I mean, only to be sold in North America. It's going to be made in the USA. I mean, they're going to have the made in the USA label with some of those same products. So, it's an example. Same products, Indian brand, sold in South Korea, will be made in South Korea. All right, so and probably sold some in Japan, and that's how it goes. All right, the 841 will have the slogan, it is the motorcycle that survived Pearl Harbor, right? And then where is this going? All right, then as it is, as every American icon being sold around the world, I mean, that the brand is to be tossing ownership, and now it's owned by Polaris. Even if Polaris were acquire a Korean brand like General Motors has did with Daewoo, Polaris will do it with Hyosung. I mean, some certain Hyosung branded motorcycles, or like I might say, Indian under an ownership of a South Korean company, or Polaris who acquires a company from South Korea, would eventually make a gold wing killer. All right, I mean, this is going to make something a motorcycle that is going to make Harley-Davidson jealous about. All right, I mean, the Harley-Davidson equivalent to the gold wing. I mean, Indian's gonna get it and is gonna make it better than Honda. All right, or what is gonna be called the Bentley of motorcycles. All right, or the or the Rolls Royce in two wheels. Yep, that's what they're going after. Is going to show off Harley-Davidson, because Harley-Davidson back in the day used to, shine off Indian more technologically advanced, but this time Indian being acquired by a South Korean company, or that Polaris acquires Hyosung, is going to be more technologically advanced than Harley-Davidson's, with all the bells and whistles, and even go on Ducati's own name and make fast motorcycles that like they were like winning every GP title. But that's not just it. Would be on if like if British motorcycle buyers will be, yeah, look at that, the fastest Indian will be in real life. Beating ninjas, beating Hondas in the in all the MotoGP races, all right? Because they acquired a South Korean company, or that a South Korean company, Hyosung, acquired by Polaris. All right, so I mean, where everything goes in there. Now, this is where they're going to pull it off. They're going to pull it off with advertisement, just to not just having something about, you know, how South Korea or how Koreans will do anything to piss off Japanese people. They're going to use the face of an Argentine world leader to promote the motorcycles, losing the Japanese customers that buys Indian, only to pull it off and say the motorcycle that survived the Falkland Wars. I mean, but having an Argentine world leader using a Japanese headband. Where does it go? Where does this Falkland goes? All right, this goes towards comparing Falklands with Liancourt rocks. The Japanese call it Tegashima. Koreans, yes, who are going to be the new owners of an American brand, or that an American company acquired a Korean motorcycle brand company, having the Korean division, and in their part to say it's dope though, right? And they label the Argentinians as Japanese people. In this comparison, they throw in the Falklands, all right? So they throw in the Falklands, like, oh, how the hell is an American motorcycle being owned by a Korean division of Polaris? I mean, having the Korean division of Polaris or being owned by Hyosung have to do comparing Argentinians with Japanese people, Koreans with British people, and Falklands with Liancourt. It's just they want to pull out their political statement. And pulling out political statement, you piss off one group of people. And when that comes, oh boy, you're gonna see a bunch of black vans in the streets of Tokyo or every town of Japan. I'm saying, okay, look at this. They have this Argentine president wearing a Japanese headband. That an American motorcycle company that has, relaunch have to do with the Falkland Wars. Comparing it to the Liancourt rocks. That's kind of stupid, all right? So this is how they're going to boycott, and that's when you're going to see this, all right? I mean, bringing back the 841 would be awesome. But one thing for sure that it is, the only solution to avoid these kind of boycotts on one side for the Harley riders, boycott for Japanese consumers that buy Indian, to have Paul Tudor Sr., the guy from American Shoppers, to start his own motorcycle company or have a new motorcycle company based in the USA to make motorcycles in the USA, even to export and focus on quality. That's what we need, you know? Anyway, wherever it goes, I would say to the companies, to American brand, famous American icon that makes motorcycle companies, one of the, it's oldest time. Either one making their motorcycles in Thailand, one making their motorcycles in South Korea, but the one that make their motorcycles in South Korea are going to make motorcycles in the USA that is going to be sold in the USA. The South Korean made bikes will be sold in other countries, including South Korea. Well, that's about it. But then the main thing is stay away from the rainbow flag and showing off rainbows. Stay away from doing a comparison of putting an Argentine leader wearing a Japanese headband. Just do you want to compare Falklands with Lane Court? Not to not to piss off certain groups of people. Other than that, I will say support neutral companies. Have another company, probably even Victory or something, to make motorcycles in the USA. And that's all what I said. Folks, I mean, goodbye. Vote for who you vote. Vote for your candidate. And what you're gonna wish for, I mean, I'll be up to another video that what's going to happen. This is what you wish for, right? If you want somebody that is the main core brand that has been very popular for over the years, I know who you're gonna vote for. The new CEO. You're gonna change for somebody else. That's for most of you out there, even Robby Starbuck. You wanna vote for somebody that's going to replace the future CEO of Harley-Davidson, that replaced Zeitz. He will end up going to jail in Japan. Goodbye, folks. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Embargo Man channel, and see you on the next video. Goodbye and peace out.